Welcome to Beyond the Broadsheet, a podcast by the Lincoln County News. We are a community newspaper based in Midcoast, Maine, and we provide the most comprehensive, in-depth coverage available anywhere of the 18 towns and one plantation that make up Lincoln County. My name is Juell, and I'm a reporter here at LCN covering the towns of Whitefield, Edgecombe, Damascotta, and Newcastle.
And my name is Christina Wallace. I'm also a reporter here at LCN covering the towns of Bristol, South Bristol, Noblesboro, and Bremen.
In our last episode, Lucas McNelly talked with Wilco's John Sturrett about his life and Camp Watauqua's upcoming Sonic Sleepover. This week, we're talking about some more live music opportunities around Lincoln County. But first, here are some of the top stories from the Thursday, September 18th edition of the Lincoln County News.
The Bristol Consolidated School community gathered on Thursday, September 11 to celebrate the grand opening of a new wing. The ribbon cutting marked the completion of a project that has been years in the making. Larger classrooms, a dedicated technology room, and a new cafeteria were all part of the update. Some health and safety improvements like sprinklers, updated heating, air conditioning, communication systems, and security features were also unveiled. It was a nice little gathering, and the kids got to cut their ribbon, and very sweet. It was nice to walk around and see all of the upgrades that they made.
Yeah, that's cool that you got to see it firsthand, see where our youth is going to be educated.
Exactly. And they have a great school there, so I'm very happy for them to have such a big upgrade.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Wiscasset is in early talks for a data center. So Wiscasset may soon be home to a new major operation, a $5 billion, with a B, data center. Town officials said they've entered talks in the past month with a company that they are not able to disclose. They, I guess, signed NDAs, so they're very bound to not talk about it.
Okay.
Economic Development Director Aaron Krostowski said the project would strengthen the town's tax base and bring down the town's mill rate as a result. He also said the center would produce thousands of construction jobs and 150 to 200 long-term tech jobs. It was, very exciting for them. They were excited to talk about it, but they actually brought it up at a commissioners meeting where they basically had to say, the site where we were hoping to use some American Rescue Plan Act funds, we actually want to have a data center there. So is there any way we could switch up our application? So they were excited. The commissioners were maybe excited, but also a little concerned about ARPA funds.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sounds like a great opportunity for them, though.
Yes, totally.
North Country Wind Bells rings in a new era with its new Waldoboro location. When Peggy and Ron Davis lost the wind catcher on their Nantucket buoy bell and went to the North Country Wind Bells showroom and Round Pond to replace it, they had no idea it would turn into a new business venture. The Davises bought the business after learning it was for sale and relaunched it in November of 2024. They're in the process of moving the production facility from Round Pond to Waldoboro. North Country Wind Bells and More, which is their new storefront, opened during Labor Day weekend. And one of the owners, Peggy, said that she is looking to incorporate or sell products that incorporate all four elements and not just wind, although they are predominantly wind and water focused. Right. So they have some cool rain chains available, and of course their iconic main buoy bells, which have a very interesting story behind it. I highly recommend checking out their website, which goes into full detail on how the company got started and things like that. But essentially the bells mimic sounds from different harbors, from the buoys of different harbors with like different gauges of steel, which I thought is really cool. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And what's also really cool is my parents had one at their house growing up. So I recognize the sound from it, which is really cool. But yeah, the Davises said that they wanted the company to stay on the coast of Maine and decided to take it over.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It must have been very calming to go to the store and hear the bells.
It was very calming. They also have wind chimes, and they're also selling like little indoor water fountains. So very zen. Wow. And they also have some artwork from 2 Indigenous women and a photography from a Waldoboro-based photographer. So, yeah.
They really are putting the more.
They
and
really
more.
are. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Local veterans toured the nation's capital courtesy of Honor Flight Maine. Charlotte Boynton, our very own, reported on this. 4 local veterans were flown out to Washington, D.C. on Honor Flight Maine. Vietnam-era veterans William Cassett, Bruce Poland, as well as Cliff Hendricks and Ralph Hughley were aboard the plane. All 4 were given a hero's welcome at the Portland International Jetport when they arrived home on Sunday, September 7th. Cassette said this was the welcome home we never got because people were largely against the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
He kind of said that people maybe weren't too eager to provide the kind of hero's welcome that they got on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it seemed very sweet.
Yeah, that does sound so sweet.
Yeah, good to have them recognized all this time later.
Absolutely. Jefferson committees approve a revised education budget with a split vote. So the Jefferson Budget and School Committees approved a revised $9,369,346.88 education budget for the 2026 fiscal year on Tuesday, September 9. The figure is a $677,470.98 or 6.97 decrease from the second version of the budget, which voters failed to validate by a vote of 279 to 152. The September 9 budget proposal is the lowest figure from the school committee this year. Most of the cuts came from the special education budget, with education technician positions reduced from 12 to 8 full-time equivalents, and funds for a speech pathologist were cut. And that's because they can't find anyone to fill the position, so they just removed it from that line in the budget. But Jefferson will go to a special town meeting to discuss the new budget on October 1st at 6 p.m. at Jefferson Village School. So that is the next step.
Hopefully this is the third one? Third time's the charm?
Third time's the charm.
We'll see. We will see. Huh.
Yeah.
Volunteers fanned out across Lincoln County on Saturday, September 13th for Community Housing Improvement Project Incorporated's annual Neighbor Helping Neighbor event, Community Cares Day. Teams of volunteers go out to do pre-qualified home improvement projects for homeowners who can't do the work themselves due to illness, infirmity, or financial need. More than 100 adults volunteered this year, according to CHIP Executive Director Brittany Gill, including some Lincoln Academy and Madomic Valley High students. Assignments ranged from yard work to processing firewood or carpentry repairs. And people went to 8 towns across the county, just helping people out. They even built some ADA accessible ramps. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, just finding ways to help make people's homes better.
Yeah, that's such a nice event. I love like the community coming together to support people like that.
Totally.
It's really awesome.
Very special.
Westport Island sets a new mill rate. This is by Charlotte Boynton. The Westport Island Select Board approved a new mill rate of $8.50, a $1.10 or 14.86% increase from last year at their Monday, September 8th meeting. At the meeting, Westport Fire Chief Stacy Hutchinson reported there have been several vehicle collisions with deer on the island. Select Board member Kim Lynch said she has been in contact with a state biologist who is collecting data from residents regarding deer encounters.
I'm kind of curious what can be done with the information collected.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And it's definitely like a big issue for Maine.
Right.
But I'm just very interested as to like what steps can be taken to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, beats me. I guess we'll find out in Westport.
We will find out.
The inaugural Wellfest Maine went on this past Saturday, providing space to commune, to heal. The festival was on Saturday, September 13th, providing a space for the holistic wellness community to gather and connect in Walpole. Jonathan Scott, a massage therapist and acupuncturist living in Newcastle, organized the event after learning how many different wellness practices are tucked away across Maine. The event's programming included informative sessions, sound baths, tarot card readings, and many more ways to heal. Scott said he hopes to make Wellfest an annual event and for it to eventually grow into a 3-day program. He said, "This is the type of event we need as a society to help us learn to commune, to heal." It was very interesting to be there. I don't consider myself a huge holistic wellness practicer or anything, but I did feel very calm and at ease.
Oh, good.
When I went to cover it.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I was very curious as to what that experience was like for you.
Yeah, I mean, I got to talk with a lot of different people. I got to try some of the teas that were, for sale.
Oh, nice.
I went to one of the talks that was with a therapist who does this kind of therapy called internal family systems.
Oh, okay.
I don't quite know how to explain it, but it was very interesting because basically the therapist walked through it with a person of what a session would look like in that kind of therapy.
Yeah.
And it was just very educational and interesting. And you could really tell that all the people there were really into it and just about self-growth and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a fun event to go to.
Yes.
By our own Sarah Masters, a Damer's got a date night. Sarah Masters went out on the town with her husband Andrew to get dinner at Damerscotta River Grill and enjoy some non-alcoholic mixed drinks at Bread and the Bone. Damerscotta River Grill currently has a Celebrate Art show going on through November 3rd, featuring artists like Susan Tilton-Pecora and Kimberly Skillen-Trena. The River Grill is making the art show a semi-regular event with a special price fixed menu. They also attended Cat Video Fest 2025 at the Lincoln Theater. Even while watching cat videos, she said attending the downtown Damerscotta Theater makes for a magical experience.
Can't believe I missed Cat Video Fest 2025. I gotta
know.
wait till 2026.
Man, that's such a long time to wait, too.
I'm not one to yuck anybody's yums, but the thought of everyone sitting down and watching some cat videos together is pretty funny.
It is, for sure. So I guess the closest I get to that is just spamming my fiance with funny Instagram reels. And so that's kind of the vibe that I picture this to be, So
I can see that.
I'm very curious to what it was like in that environment.
Guess you'll have to ask Sarah Masters.
I know, right?
The Walterboro High School's largest graduating class gathered for their 60th reunion. So Walterboro High's class of 1965 gathered to reminisce and reconnect at the Oddfellows Hall in Warren on Saturday, September 13th. Class President Ron Spear said it was the best attended reunion yet, with around 30 alumni showing up. Former educators William Blodgett, who taught history and government at the high school, and Jeanette Acorn, who taught at the Miller School, also made it out. The group enjoyed the opportunity to catch up and rehash old high school memories. Joanne Ames, who helped organize the reunion, said the group will continue to get together for reunion luncheons. But yeah, it was very sweet to see everyone. And yeah, as I was talking with Ron Spear, someone came up to him and was like, "I don't know if you remember this, Ron, but do you remember in PE when I made you jump for a basketball and then you hurt your ankle?" And it was just a lot of stuff like that. They were in very good high spirits. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was
and
fun.
I think it's an especially interesting story considering that Waldoboro High is no more.
That's true.
So
yeah, it closed very shortly after this class graduated. They weren't the final class, but from my research, I really dug through the LCN archives. Madomic Valley High opened in 1968, so it seemed as though students kind of transitioned from Waldoboro High to Madomic Valley, kind of in the midst of the school year. So,
yeah. For our character of the county this week, Allison Eddie Blowen centered on faith and family by our very own Sherwood Olin. Allison Eddie Blauen and her husband John are raising 7 children together, with family and faith at the center of their efforts. Eddie Blauen was born in Canada before coming to the United States. She met John when they were both working as laboratory assistants at St. John's College in Annapolis, Maryland. They now live in Bristol together, and they've raised their 7 children in the Catholic Church. Eddie Blauen returned to the workforce in 2021 to teach Latin at the Damariscotta Montessori School. Now she works at Maine Health in Brunswick after getting her master's in healthcare administration. To learn more about Eddie Blauen and her family, pick up a copy of the Lincoln County News or visit lcnme.com. And now it's time to discuss some of the county's best spots for live music.
All right. So last week as mentioned, we had Wilco's very own John Sturrett, who I guess we are supposed to know who Wilco is because Lucas McNally may have teased us about not knowing what Wilco the band is. But
yeah, he totally did. I was gonna be nice to him, and then I'm like, nah.
I'm sure Wilco is a fantastic band, and no disrespect to John Sturrett. But I thought that because we got to highlight Sonic Sleepover, which we'll, give another shout out here, but wanted to mention some of the live music around Lincoln County. There's a lot of cool, unique spots to go and enjoy your evening at. So, yeah.
So if you are looking for a place that has casual food, it's just a casual music outing, Oysterhead Pizza is definitely going to be your place. It's a classic spot for outdoor live music in downtown Damariscotta. Oysterhead serves sandwiches and hot dogs during late night music events. Usually goes from 7 to 10 p.m. on weekends, making it a good spot for an evening hangout. They don't always post their music events online, so definitely check out their Facebook or call 563-6816 to hear when an event is.
I really want to go to Oysterhead specifically because I remember Molly saying that it's a great time and that I guess the hot dogs are really good, which
very important.
Yes. So, spot to check out.
There have been many nights where I'm driving home from work and I see music going on there, and I'm always very intrigued and I always want to go, but I never have.
Right? No, same. Like, especially on the weekends, I'll be driving by and it's kind of like the main event happening like after hours in downtown Damariscotta.
It is. Although I definitely, like, whenever that's happening, like on a Friday night when I'm driving home from work, I will roll my windows down just so I can hear the music. I feel like I haven't really taken on a lot of live music opportunities this summer since like joining the community and all of that. Yeah. So maybe it's time.
I think it is.
Maybe this is where we just like rip the Band-Aid off and
I think it is. I think we need to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a callback to last week's episode, for an all-day music event, you got Sonic Sleepover at Ataqua Cabins. Camp Ataqua in Bremen hosts the all-day music experience with camping options. So this year, it's going to be on Saturday, October 4th, starting at 11. And they have a whole lineup of musicians performing for the event, including folk group The Autumn Defense, which includes John Sturrett, and indie American rock band Tough Cats. Tickets range from $25 to $65, with kids 15 or younger getting in for free. And there's additional costs if you decide you want to spend the night, set up a camping spot, or park a van. So for some more information, go to the Ataqua Facebook page or visit their website at ataquamaine.com. You'll have to figure out the spelling of that.
Yeah, and of course, like, I was also thinking, if it wasn't clear we didn't know who Wilco was, it was probably by the fact that I mispronounced everything from Sonic Sleepover in our last episode. So
It happens.
Yeah, it's okay. We live and we learn.
We do.
But I like low-key want to go to this.
It seems very cool.
Yeah.
In my head, probably like not accurately, I've been thinking it is Lincoln County's Coachella. I actually got to go to Camp Ataqua because that's where the Floating Nomad is, which is a business that won a award recently.
Oh,
and
nice.
so I got to see the grounds. They're really beautiful, and I'm sure will make for like a great music venue. So, yeah,
Absolutely. Might have to go check it out.
may have to.
For my favorite topic when it comes to music, if you are looking for a classy night out, the Opera House at Booth Bay Harbor is definitely going to be your place. The Opera House is a Lincoln County mainstay. The building first went up in 1894 as a meeting house for the Knights of Pythias and the Masons before becoming a music venue. There's something for everyone here. The Opera House has hosted Broadway stars, folk and jazz musicians, operas, and an array of other non-musical events. In the next few weeks, social justice musician Sears Matthew and folk artist Jay Mash will be at the Opera House performing. There are 2 bars for patrons to buy beverages from, so you can enjoy some alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages while you listen. To get tickets and look at the event calendar, go to boothbayoperahouse.com.
Y'all may not know, but we have a resident opera expert in the house.
I would not say expert. I would say nerd, yes, absolutely. So in addition to studying journalism in college, I also studied opera, as one does. So I love talking about opera and all of that. And I know it's a very niche thing, but I come from a very musical family. And so it's something that I really enjoy. And I don't have a lot of friends to talk about it to because it's very niche. But if you are interested in it, let me know. And I'd love to talk about it.
You may not know the answer to this, but for an opera house specifically as a music venue, is there something like special about the acoustics?
Yes, there is. So back in the day, back when opera was first created, I know this may be shocking, there were no mics.
Wow.
There was no sound amplification systems.
No way.
So they actually structured the buildings to allow sound to carry. So like how the stage is set up, how the seats are set up, the orchestra pit, all of that is very specific to allowing sound to carry. And then there's also panels on the ceiling. Now, I don't know what the Booth Bay Opera House has, but the majority of places will have panels on the ceiling that also like allow sound to bounce off of them. So then it hits the audience. And all of that's designed so that music and sound can be carried without any artificial amplification. Wow. So that's actually a tradition that has stayed. So operas, unlike musical theater where they will use microphones and sound amplification, operas to this day don't.
Wow.
So if you go to the Met, in a place that's as huge as that, none of the performers are using any microphones or anything like that.
Wow.
So yeah, everything that you're hearing is like coming from them, which is really cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah. And it all has to do with like the training, obviously, but also like how the building is structured, which is really cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. Acoustics are something we didn't get to talk a lot about when I was in college, but it's very interesting to know like the dynamics of it and how it all works and like how much structures of buildings actually affect the sound quality and things like that.
Right.
So,
yeah. No, there's a lot of thought and consideration that has to
absolutely
go into it. So
yeah.
Gotta check out the Opera House in Booth Bay
Yes.
to see what the acoustics are like.
And if the acoustics haven't sold you, I also hear it's haunted.
Really?
So I hear that there are some ghost tours
Oh.
going around. So if you're into that.
Yeah, you could have a combo night.
Exactly. Yeah. So definitely worth checking out, especially as Halloween is approaching.
Yes.
So I think a combo night would be pretty fun.
Truly. Yeah.
Ghost hunting and operas. Combine the two, it'd be so cool.
Truly. Yeah. Gotta add that to the Halloween itinerary.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to have some options for your night of music, new option, you can go to Medicini and Newcastle Public House. So Medicini is a brand new Italian restaurant and lounge in Newcastle from the Public House's owner. And so both restaurants are within a few feet of each other. The new restaurant is in the back parking lot of the Public House.
Gotcha.
So, yeah,
okay.
literally, you could walk from one to the other. I don't have solid intel if they very frequently have music at both on nights, but if you need a change of scenery, you got both. Americana duo Katie Daggett and Ed Desjardins will perform at the Public House on Sunday, September 21st. Medicini is open 4 to 9 p.m. from Wednesday to Saturday, and the Public House is open 11:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. from Wednesday to Monday. So if you want some more information and to find out who's playing at the restaurants, go to the Newcastle Public House Facebook page. The Medicini is still a little under the radar. It seems like they're still kind of getting things set up.
Yeah.
So,
well, I guess if you don't like the music at one, you can just go over to the other.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. And pretty soon, Oysterhead Lounge will also be open.
Yes.
So could
super excited for that.
Yeah. Could kind of go for a 3 for one.
I mean, you go bar hopping like within feet of each other. So
it's the dream.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely excited to check out the new Italian restaurant. I didn't know it was located so close, which is really cool.
I have been working on trying to speak with the owner to just like hear about the new Italian restaurant. And when I was told about it and that it was very close to the Public House, I drove around trying to find it. And I was really confused because I took like every street nearby and I just like could not find it. And then someone mentioned to me that it was in like the back parking lot. And I was like, yeah, it's very close to the Public House.
Yeah, so, very close.
Yes. And it looks very beautiful. I went in there during the daytime.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited to go check that out and check out all of these awesome live music recommendations.
Yes, there's plenty of awesome places to go get some live music listening.
And you definitely want to get on that live music, especially for outdoor events like Oysterhead Pizza while the weather is still nice.
That's true.
Soon it's going to be winter. We're not going to have those opportunities, so got to get on it.
Got to capitalize.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Beyond the Broadsheet, and we look forward to chatting with you soon. Thank you for listening to Beyond the Broadsheet, a podcast by the Lincoln County News. This podcast is produced by Lucas McNelly and Maya Zewert. Tyler Davis of Tyality Productions provides production support. Our theme music is by Stu Mahan and LCN Associate Editor / Bassist Sherwood Olin. The Lincoln County News hits newsstands across the county every Wednesday afternoon. And you can also access our work online at lcnme.com. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion, please email us at info@lcnme.com. As always, we're grateful for the support of our readers and listeners in Lincoln County and beyond. It's been great catching up today, and we'll talk with you again soon.